Hi, Miss Paula. My name is Patsy Stone, and I will be representing you in your case as your barrister.
Cool.
Nice to meet you. Can I get you a glass of water or anything to drink?
No, I'm all good.
Okay, great. I just want to explain to you why the conference is taking place today. Are you aware of why we're here?
Well, I mean, I know I'm charged with theft.
Right.
But, yeah.
Very unfortunate. We're going to try to work through this with you. I just thought, through this conference, it's a good chance for us to get to meet, get to know each other, inform each other of, exactly where we are in the case, to go through with you the proceedings, to discuss your strengths, weaknesses, to discuss the other side's strengths and weaknesses, and to make sure that you're in the best possible position as you are aware that you have to make some rather important decisions, and obviously being your barrister, I want to make sure that you make the best decision possible for your case. I will also be advising on plea, venue, sentence, basically how to plea.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give you guidance, it is ultimately your decision with everything that you're going to do in this case, and I'm just here to give you guidance. Venue, the court where it should be, and the sentence, just sentence details and stuff like that. So we will move on to the agenda, basically to discuss exactly what's going to happen. I want to deal with the topics. I'll be asking you a few questions, and we can look at the evidence together so you can gain a better understanding about this case and where we are and what to do.
Okay.
So you're not so lost. I know right now it must be all confusing. Everything's coming out. I'm here to just help clarify things for you so that you feel better about this. Okay. We'll also be going through things like the evidence, like I said, witness statements, proof of evidence, to just clarify things for you. So, like I said, we were going to go on advice on plea, advice on venue, advice on sentence. Have you seen all the papers?
Yeah, I've looked at them.
Okay,
yeah.
So you've seen them, you understand them.
Well, I mean, as much as I can do. Hopefully you'll be able to clarify some of them.
Right.
But yeah.
So, just in a nutshell, you're charged with theft.
Mm-hmm.
Contrary to Section 1.1 of the Theft Act 1960. And that all sounds boring, but basically it just means that you took something belonging to another with the intention to keep it.
Oh, I didn't.
Right, yeah. This is why I'm here. We're going to try to work that out. To the prosecution, their case is that on the 25th of April 2016, at around a bit past 12, on the 15th of... the location was at 15 Penlow Street.
Yeah, Bruce Place, yeah.
Right, where you allegedly, they're going to say that you stole a wallet and its contents from Gina Trent from her handbag.
Yeah, okay.
So the stage of proceedings right now, you had your first appearance on the 4th of May.
Yeah.
And the next, it will be on the 23rd at 10 o'clock. We'll be doing a plea before venue. And it will be your chance to plea however you want to plea. And there will also be a procedure to determine where everything will take place.
Okay.
Right, so it's pretty straightforward. Before I go into all of that, I know you have some urgent matters that have been weighing on your shoulders and you want to deal with. So what worries do you have?
Well, it's my bail stuff. Basically, I want to go down Cannon Street.
Right.
Is that... Can
I? Your bail condition is that you cannot use Cannon Street
but I'm
at
not
all.
going to use it.
Because your condition is set that you can't use it, it really will not help you at all. And I know there can be bail conditions that are varied, but because in this specific situation, you probably won't succeed if you apply for that. So I do recommend you. I really implore you that you don't use the route, just because it won't help your case. Right now you're being charged, and the best possible thing for you to do is just to adhere to the conditions of your bail. It will just further it. Is there any other possible alternative route you can take? I know it may be longer, but...
I didn't mention it, but it's just because it was a shortcut. That was the only reason I wanted to use it.
Right.
But yeah, fine. No, I can.
Yeah, don't think of this as forever. This is just temporary while this case is going on. Okay. So it's not like you're forbidden forever. So just think of it as a temporary thing that you have to abide by right now.
All right.
Right, just to help you out. Okay. So we're going to go on to the case and evidence of your case. So can you please tell me about the relationship that you have with Rosemary, Rue?
Yeah, well, she's essentially like an auntie, I suppose.
Right.
She's like, an old family friend. I wouldn't even be able to tell you how we know her. Maybe like my grandparents and her parents knew each other.
Right.
I don't know.
So you've known her
like forever.
Right.
She's always been there. She's basically family. She's not blood related, but yeah.
Right. And so how often do you stay with her?
I don't really stay with her that often. Sometimes I house sit because, sometimes she has to go to the hospital or she goes and visits a friend in Sussex. But I go and visit her as much as I can. And
that's nice.
Yeah, a lot of the time she's got odds and ends that she needs doing, moving furniture, that sort of thing. So I go and help her.
Oh, yeah, that must be nice for her to
come
over there. Yeah. Do you know about her relationship with her tenants?
Yeah, not great. Well, she doesn't make sense, but I'm guessing you mean the flatmates.
The other tenants, sorry.
Yeah. They're okay, I guess, but obviously there are some issues.
Right. I just want to turn to page 9 and paragraph 6.
I've got my papers with me. Yeah.
It said, you said, I have not had anything much to do with him, talking about Robert. Who lives above Rue. I've never had anything to do with anyone else who lives in Rue's building. I definitely don't want to get drawn into Rue's neighbor relationships, which are not good.
Yeah.
Why did you say that?
Yeah, well, essentially, she's got a secured tenancy. She's been there for ages. I think the landlord enjoys her and everything, friends, whatever. So I think there's always been a bit of jealousy with that, and because I come back and forth, she's got the secured tenancy. I think there's a little bit of, and she has lower rent as well. I think the other tenants are just kind of like, well, she's taking the piss a bit. It's not really fair, and so I think there's always a bit of tension. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Understandably. Okay. What are your relationships like? Apart from that, what have your passing and coming and goings been with the other tenants like Gina Trent and Robert Cowell?
Well, Robert, I didn't even know that was his name until I read the statement.
Right.
But apart from the hallway, say hi, that sort of thing.
Right.
Gina, I know well enough to just say hi to her in the hallway, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Never really spoken to either of them.
Okay.
I know there are a couple of other tenants. I don't know them at all.
Right. So that's quite formal. And
Sort of like, hey, how you doing? That sort of thing. I think also because of all these things with Rue and her neighbours, I tend not to get involved.
I think best thing to do that. Yeah. Okay, so I want to take you to the actual incident. So basically, I just want to ask you, how can you describe the flat for me? So Rue lives in the middle.
Do you mean Rue's flat or the whole building?
The entire building in relation to Rue's flat.
Yeah, so you got Rue's flat. Above that is Robert's flat.
Okay.
And below that is Gina's flat, and Gina's the one that's on the ground floor.
Right, so she's in the middle.
Rue's
in the middle, yeah.
Rue's in flat 2 of 5, I think. There are those 2 others that say above Robert, but I don't know them.
Okay. And how large are the hallways, would you say?
Pretty narrow, about each sort of floor. You've got the staircase, and then there's like sort of a little square to stand on, like a landing.
Okay.
Which is where the front door is, say, to Rue's flat. And then there's another staircase down to where you've got Gina's flat there, and then there's the front door. That is pretty narrow generally, I'd say, the hallways and the landings.
And can you see well in them? What's the lighting like?
No, there's... On the ground floor, there's like one tiny little orange. I don't know if you've ever been in these sorts of flats, but they're these sort of really rubbish, round, yellowy lights.
I know the ones. Yeah,
rubbish. There's no flat in between halls, and so they've only got those lights in between the halls.
Okay, so it's quite poorly lit.
Yeah, pretty dark, I'd say.
Right. What is the floors made out of?
They're all carpeted. Floors underneath, but they're carpeted. Yeah.
Okay. And how thin are the walls? Would you say? Would you hear?
Not that thin, yeah. You can't hear too much in the flats.
If people come and go from the flat, can you hear them?
Not them coming and going, but the doors are on these sorts of... They're fire doors, they're big, thick, heavy doors, on slam, and so when the door shuts, everyone hears it.
Oh, I see. So it's quite loud then when people are... So you know when people are coming and going?
Yeah, you know when people left their flat.
Okay. When you're inside the flat, you can hear the doors? Or you have
Depending on where you are, but generally speaking, yeah.
Okay. So on that day... What time were you at Rose's flat?
I got there at about 10 or 11 in the morning, I think.
Okay.
We left at about 12:30, thereabouts.
Okay, so why were you there?
She wanted me to move some furniture for her. So
okay. Is it quite normal that you're there at that time?
Not necessarily that time, but whenever she calls.
Right. And what were you wearing?
I had some dark jeans on and my brown leather jacket.
Okay. And what time did you leave the flat?
About 12:30.
Okay. And tell me how you came out of the flat and where exactly.
So I came out the door, onto the landing, down the stairs.
There's a diagram I'd like you to just show me so I can get a better idea.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Okay. So what is?
So this is Gina's flat here.
Okay.
Yeah. So then this is the landing where the daughter Rue's flat is here. So I came out and went down these stairs, and these are the stairs up to Robert's flat.
I see. Okay. So this is the middle floor right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially.
Okay. So you headed downstairs this way.
Yep.
And I'd like to. Okay. So Robert's flat is up here. So basically, if someone's on the stairs here, can you see them?
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought so. Like I say, this is a tiny landing. It's got nowhere to hide, and
right.
you can see the back through the banisters because there's loads of gaps there.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if I'm standing there, I could see quite happily.
Okay. So according to Robert's statement, he said that he heard you come out of the flat because, like you said, the slamming doors, and he had come out, but he was quiet and had not come down the stairs yet, and that he followed behind you about half a hallway or something. Would you have heard him? If possible at all, could you?
Well, if he was coming down the stairs.
But could you know if someone was there or even standing anywhere on the stairs?
Yeah, I mean, if I was looking, like, yeah, I would have seen
right.
like him or his arm or his trouser leg or something. I would have seen something, right?
Right.
I mean, to be fair, I was just wanting to go to my interview, so I wasn't really paying much attention. But
right. Okay, so because he says he was standing by this door, which is Gina's flat,
right.
And you already told me that you could see someone if someone was standing there.
If I was paying attention, yeah.
Right. What kind of view do you have, though? Like, how far up the stairs can you see?
So no, that's been 12 minutes.
Okay.
I didn't have the alarm.